Dear Lord, please let the words that flow from me be in your spirit. Amen. I want you to know that it's okay to let go. No matter what has happened to you in the past, no matter what negativity someone has told you, no matter what lie anyone has made you believe, or what you've been subjected to, it's okay to let go. If finding happiness in your life means that you have to face the internal voice of an angry parent, because anyone who has gone through this knows that if you have a tumultuous relationship with a parent, you will hear their voice in your head and they are constantly criticizing you. That goes with anyone, brothers, aunts, uncles, any sort of family or friends. If it's an abrasive relationship, you will hear them in your head in your worst moments, because that is just how our brains operate. You can either let that stop you or you can utilize it as fuel. However, at the end of the day, what you have to understand is that is an internal manifestation of your mind, and you need to let it go. One way or the other. You can't let it dictate you. You cannot let that dictate your path forward. So yes, it is okay to let go. But how do you go about that? Is it in therapy? The answer could be in therapy. I am absolutely not a therapist, but what I do know is it needs to come down to you. It comes down to a decision. Are you going to face what is up against you? Are you going to face the core of your trauma, the cause of it? Or are you going to succumb, hide, run away yet again? This is coming from someone who spent a good amount of time in my life running away from my problems, from the cores of my problem. In many ways, I still have unresolved trauma, especially when it comes to the carjacking incident. However, that's neither here nor there. I have ways of coping and dealing with it, and every day I get better. And at the end of the day, when I am filled with worry or stress about what is going to come, because again, I have this connection to God, to Jesus, and I'm told that we're leaving soon, right? But when I am feeling that fear, that anxiety, because I want stability, I have stability, I want to maintain stability, and beyond that, I need to follow that momentum. I can't get so wrapped up in what happens. I can't listen to the thoughts that are tearing me down, telling me that I'm not good enough, that I'm not praising God good enough, that I am not being productive enough, that I'll never make it because I'm not XYZ. All things I've heard before, or that I need to be realistic. I can't listen to those voices in my head. What I need to operate on, and what everyone else needs to operate on, is that you can trust your own personal connection with God, because God comes to us as we would understand Him. Because not all of us are the same. So God comes to you, and He will reveal Himself if you seek Him. There's no other way to say it. And in that instance, so too your traumas are not like mine. So the people, the voices in your head that manifest and try to tear you down, and those doubts, they're going to be completely different than the ones that I experience. But at the same time, the best way to combat that is to just breathe in, breathe out. Ground yourself in the moment. By that, I mean, look at the walls. For me, it's not walls, it's the window, it's the steering wheel, it's the doors to my left and to my right. Know that right now is all that matters. What happened in the past, what people have said, it does not matter. So too, it does not matter to you. Momentum is everything. Right now is everything. It is all that is promised to any of us. So, with that being said, I want you to put in your mind what it is that you wish to achieve, whether it's financial wealth, whether it's just freedom or or what have you. I want you to think of an end goal. And then whatever that may look like, you're going to have to figure out a vehicle to get to that goal. Whether that is starting a business, things people don't want to hear about. Whether it is some sort of business model, right? Business model. You hear everyone talk about that. Those are big buzzwords. As you start talking about financial freedom, there is one thing that comes to mind, and that is business models. And people like literally take that and project that out to mean like suit and tie and whatever. And that's not necessarily it. It just translates to marketing yourself, sales, right? If you have a product you have to create because you have something in your mind that can help the world. Whether it be a YouTube video, YouTube brand, however you need people to watch your videos, you need to market your brand. Whatever it is, you need to think of where you're at, what goal you want to achieve, and the vehicle to get to that point. You have to block out all the negative voices. You have to trust in your relationship with God and to be certain that you are of positivity and helping the world. Now you could say, no, I don't need to do that. By no means am I going to do that. The devil apparently, according to some people, can reward you just as easily as God can. I choose not necessarily to believe that. While a lot of people believe we are in a cursed world that was cursed by the devil, sure. Ultimately, God has control. God always has control. No ifs, ands, or buts, and we are all completely imperfect. So, figure out how you can serve God and use that as part of your core as you continue to build your method and what message you actually want to put out there to help heal the planet. Heal the planet, heal humanity. We all have been poisoned and corrupted, and we need healing. That is one major thing that I believe and I see leaking out into everyday life. And you've heard me talk about the split before. I could go on and on and on about that. I feel like the merging with technology and the reliance on digital platforms is what's going to really take us. It starts with our attention, and then as we become addicted, then the rug pull happens. And next thing you know, we're completely integrated in that because we can't afford to live in the real world. So, I will not help push the digital marketplace anymore than it already is. So I personally am struggling with this to find my own voice, my own platform as to how to push that. But I'm working on it and I'm researching, because sustainability in the real world is absolutely possible. And again, where you put your attention is what grows. Talked about it recently, but where we put our attention is what grows. I've said that. I just said that. But love, and what I was getting to is love and hate are both beasts, and the one that grows is the one you feed. You'll remember that from a recent video. And so I always try to encourage people to choose love and to not give up and to really utilize this moment. A lot of people put too much focus on New Year's resolutions and really just sticking to it until the first thing happens and you get, you fall off the wagon or get dislodged out of your schedule. And because of that, you didn't plan for failure. And because you didn't plan for failure points, you just completely give up. And when everything is about momentum, it's all about doing just the little things in those moments where you can't make progress to just maintain. If it's writing a novel is what you want to do, just touch it every single day in some way, even if it's just a sentence or a little blurb in like a lore document or something. Just write a little bit every single day. If you catch yourself, your attention stuck in the endless scroll of social media, set the phone down, open up the laptop, grab a pen, paper, whatever it is, write just a little bit. You'll see that it only takes a moment to change, and that's why they call it momentum. It only takes a moment to change your momentum. That is something I'm really proud of, because that is something that that's an aha moment I just had. Words are magic, my friends. Words are magic, and that's why they call it spelling. Anyways, I could go on forever, but remember those core principles that I just talked about here. Really take it to heart. And at the very basis of everything, whatever you've gone through, whatever time you've wasted, forgive yourself for it. What's done is done, and you absolutely can, in the moment, change the trajectory of your future. But you have to be present. And if what you're doing sucks so much life out of you that you just have to go home and drink or do drugs or whatever it is that you utilize to maintain and cope, just try to break free of that and utilize 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes out of every day. Find the points where you are just wasting away, and you will find peace. You will find happiness and joy in doing the things that you find peace and happiness and joy in doing. And it's all about just doing those little things. I find that a lot of people try to focus on major things in life. Major things make up 2 to 3 things in our lives, right? But out of every single moment of every single day, we have hundreds, thousands of little things, traits, habits that we do that dictate our general trajectory in life. Change just 1, 2, 3 of those things, and then you start a snowball effect. But it all starts with that first step. And that first step is both the hardest and the most important. And you have to be willing to adapt whenever you come to a challenge, because trust me, failure is going to happen. It is inevitable. But it is how you respond to that failure, how is very important. And don't get it twisted. There is no such thing as 100% permanence in this life. Everything on a long enough timeline is just temporary. That includes our lives. So one way you look at it, whether you like it or not, one day you are gonna die. I'm gonna die. It's gonna happen. And we are to live our lives without fear. Jesus even told us that. Live your life without fear. Maybe not exactly, but let go of fear, give it all to God. We're not supposed to have anxiety or stress or anything. And in a godless society, what we have today, we just see anxiety because our brains are just a bunch of chemical reactions, emotions, love, all of that is meaningless. It's just chemical reactions. It is not. There is a very spiritual world out there. Beyond the veil. I feel it. I connect to it. It's just something that has happened my entire life. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, I've seen the positive, the negative, the light, the dark. I could go on forever, but it is really the light that is empowering, and it is the darkness that tries to trick you. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that have been tricked into believing they are tied to the light, but really they have the spirit of darkness within them. Because they judge, they project that negativity, they harbor that anger and that hatred, and they project it out. And people that have that will manifest negatively in your life, and later on down the line, misery loves company, and you'll have those negative blocks in your mind. And it's very easy to get over. It's challenging. I say it's very easy. The steps are simple, but it is hard to remain consistent. And consistency is the most important part. And that is the message for today, guys. Block out those negative words from the past that manifest in your mind. Make sure that you are connected to the light, to Jesus, to God, to the infinite creator of this world, and make sure that you are contributing something good to the planet, to make sure that otherwise you're just gonna put out a bunch of nonsense, drivel, and take people down the wrong path. And then the last thing is that you want to go ahead and have a plan, but also plan for failure, because that is ultimately how we gain success. Failure is inevitable, and momentum is just one step away, and we just need to keep the momentum going. Believe in yourself, because you are loved and you deserve happiness. No matter what you've done, just give yourself over to God Let God do the forgiving, because humans are completely unforgiving. We've seen that so many times in the past. So let God do the forgiving and move forward. No matter what you do, just keep forward. Understand when you need rest. Don't burn yourself out. Continue to learn as much as you can. Skills, whatever. And just believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? With that, guys, as always, I want to thank all the new subscribers. It means the world to me that you give me a listen, that you spend any amount of time with me. It really means the world. And it helps me feel like I'm making a difference, which is all I want to do. And ultimately, I just want to spread love. I talk about it pretty much in every single video in some way, shape, or form. Remember, guys, love and hate are both beasts. The one that grows is the one you feed. So please embrace the light of love from our infinite creator and spread that where you can. With that, everyone, until the next time, my name is Ken, and I'll see you then.